Okay. Um, so I'm at the airport. As you can see, I'm at the airport. And if you ever pay attention to kids in the airport, they show out. They don't care where they are. If you notice this generation of children, they are spoiled. Don't get me wrong, mine included. But we have been raising a generation of spoiled brats. I was watching a show today, and the show was supposed to be about children and sportsmanship. You basically are supposed to teach your children how to be good at sports. Well, the show that I was watching, every child got a trophy. It didn't make sense to me. So I'm at the airport, and I watched this little girl throw a tantrum. I mean, this girl threw a fit. She threw a fit because her mother wouldn't buy her a coffee mug. What is she going to do with a coffee mug at 8 years old? But I think she threw a fit because it had Snoopy on it. And so her mother finally said, all right, fine, Lily, just take the mug. And she gave the girl a mug. Now, I've had a 14-year-old who is crazy about PS4. And he throws tantrums when he can't have his way. But you know what happened when he does? I make sure I tell him no. I don't understand this generation of parenting where we can't tell our kids no. Whose idea was this? You can't spank your child. You can't tell your child no. When they play sports, everybody gets a prize. Do you know when I was playing volleyball, if we lost, we lost. This generation of children, it's just like a generation that the Bible spoke about. It said that each generation shall go wickeder and wiser. And this is really the generation we're living in. We have got our kids so spoiled until it's almost like a curse to say no. But anyway, I watched this girl throw this tantrum, and the mother just finally broke down, and she was like, here, just go ahead. Take the mug. Hey, Missy, how you doing? If my mother was alive, she would have took the mug and cracked it over my head and told me to go sit down. With this generation, you cannot discipline your children. You cannot do anything. Parents are even afraid of their kids today. I mean, okay, Heather, you said your daughter's 14 also. I'm thankful she's humble. I have an 18-year-old, and she's humble. But sometimes I got to snatch up and I got to remind her that she does have to work. This generation, they don't want to work. They don't want to do anything. Oh, remember, we used to play jacks. Remember Double Dutch? We used to play Double Dutch. Shalom, Heather, how are you? We used to play Double Dutch from sun up to sundown. Remember jacks? I remember back in Brooklyn, I used to play Skelly. I played Skelly. I can't do it now because I have nails. But we used to make what is that? Okay, I love you too. We used to take a chalk, and we used to make a board, and we used to take a soda can and flatten the soda can, and like the soft spots of tar, we used to scrape it up and put it in a milk carton. And then after you pack your Skelly top with, you look beautiful too, Missy. After you take the tar and you pack your Skelly top, you used to rub it, so that'll make it really, it'll give it like a groove, so when you pluck it across the board, you could actually play Skelly. Kids don't even know what Skelly is. They don't know what Double Dutch is. They don't know what hopscotch is. They don't know what tap. They don't know anything about that. The games that we played, I'm 44 years old. I'll be 45 in June. They have no idea what it is to play outside. They stay inside with the video games, and they play their video games from sun up to sundown. Now, don't get me wrong. My son, too, he plays PlayStation. He gets on his PlayStation thing, and he plays around the world. But you know what? Sometimes I have to say, get outside with your skateboard. If you don't turn off the TV and just do something. This generation of children, I'm sorry, we have ruined them. Tell them no sometime. Tell them no. Turn off the television, go outside. Turn off the TV, go outside. I think the reason why a lot of these girls are so mean is because they don't even know how to interact any longer. I do something called Teen Talk. I do it on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday for the city of Newark. And I deal with my girls, and I love them. But you know what? girls are so mean today. They're so mean. You go on social media, everything is about fighting and they're pulling hair. I love you, Anthony. How are you? I miss you. Everything is about, who's prettier. You know what I thought? The competition with these young girls is crazy. These kids have no idea what it is to go outside and come back musty and get in the bathtub and take a shower and have a hot meal. The generation today is so spoiled, and we only have ourselves to blame. I am not gonna lie, I have spoiled my children. I have done that. And so what I realize now is, if you spoil them and you give them everything, something will happen where you become an enabler. And you don't want to enable your child. So many women say that it's okay to give your children everything. But what happens when your child is 18 and you want them to be independent? You can't even teach them to be independent because you've given them everything. They don't know how. Right now I have a daughter and she's on her way to college. And guess what? I got to get her a car. She got to drive. She's got to make her own way. But if I gave her everything, and if I give Hunter everything, then we become the enablers. Sometimes you want your child to be independent, and guess what? It's too late to try to make him independent at 35 and he's still in your house. Sometimes you got to say no. It made me feel real good today when Hunter called me up and he was like, Mom, promise you won't get mad? Whenever my son says, promise you won't get mad, it's because he wants something for PlayStation. And I kindly told him, no, you cannot have it. I told Hunter no, and I'm going to continue to tell him no. It bothers me today, and it even bothers me sometimes when I think about all the things that I've given my children. And it's not that I gave it to them because they deserved it a lot of times. Sometimes I gave it to them because, I'm going to be honest with you, I wanted them to have it. But now I look at my kids now and I'm saying, I'm waiting for the independence to kick in. I'm waiting for them to get up and put their own clothes together without me having to say, come on, let's go. We have spoiled our children rotten to the core. I remember when we were going to church, you didn't even have there was no, well, I think I'm gonna stay home today, well, I'll watch service on Netflix. It was none of that. Our parents told us, if you don't get up and get your butt ready. In fact, what they did was, Saturday night they prepared you for church. On Saturday night, you had to take a bath, you had to iron your clothes. Remember slips, ladies? Ladies don't wear slips anymore. They don't even know what they are. You had to lay out your slips, you had to shine your shoes, and you had to get ready for service on Sunday morning. Now, they tell the kids, I'll see you when I get back. No, today, get up, we're going to church. We have given our kids so many options. Someone said I had a hard time saying no to my boy. Well, Ella, let me tell you what happens. If you don't say no to him, he is going to grow up feeling that yes is the only answer given to him. And then when your boy gets older and he's 25 and he wants to date, he'll be looking for a woman that's going to tell him yes. And when she tells him no, he's not going to know how to respond. So tell him no now. Don't wait. Tell him no now. I thank you all for tuning in, but we have really raised a generation of spoiled brats. I'm included too. But please understand, this is one thing that I've told my children, and I want to tell you too. No is not a bad word. It really is a safe word. So tell them no now. So when they get older and the world tells them no, they'll know how to cope. All right? I'm going to be taking answers and questions very, 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 very soon. Like in the next couple of weeks. So do yourself a favor. Tell your kids no. No. Some of you will put Jordans on your kids' feet before you even take care of yourself. No. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.